Well, let's talk about it. You got a really nice welcome when you come in here today. This was supposed to be, I know you got ties, it was kind of supposed to be enemy territory, but what did it feel like?
It feels good. Almost anywhere I go. I've been to Japan. I've been to a ton of places. I find San Jose of my enemy territory and that sort of stuff. I had a great reception. You know, most everywhere I go, if you give love to the fans, you know, they return the love back. Obviously, if you know, fight night liquored up a little bit, they're going to cheer for their boy. But you know, I get a generally positive reception everywhere I go. And I like to, you know, show my appreciation for that and return the love. You know, if not for the fans, this sport being such a hard career, you know, if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be doing this. This isn't worth it. I don't get paid enough money to do all this stuff without, you know, their love and support.
That's awesome. You're taking on a big challenge, obviously. I gotta know, how much of this was you weighing it out, pros and cons, risk reward, and how much of it was you just being an emotional guy and saying, I gotta get back in there and get that taste of the loss out of my mouth?
I like to think a little bit of both. You know, I think I'm a relatively smart fighter, a little kind of intelligent, you know. But you know, you can't just willy-nilly, I'll go fight anybody. Some guys do that earlier in their career and their careers never develop as much as they could because they had 5 fights at 170 when they walk around at 147 pounds. You know, just not smart. Tough guys, a lot of heart, you know, but you gotta be smart in your career. I think I've been relatively smart in my career. This is, I think, another smart decision. We weighed the pros and cons. We thought about it. We were looking to do a couple, you know, a fight at 70 to, you know, put our toes in the water, see how it goes. And this was a good opportunity here. I
saw some things where it said like, hey, you want to go right back down to 155, but I want to ask you, now that it's fight week, you're not having to go through that cut. You're not having. Is there a change? Like, maybe this 170 is not so bad.
Yeah, the open workout was a lot better than it normally is. I come in here normally like tired and grumpy and sad, and I don't want to do the stupid open workout. I'm gonna stupid UFC and go work out. I'm tired and I'm blah blah. You know, so you know when you're actually got a little bit of food, a little bit of calorie behind you, it just feels better. I'll do open meet workout all day long, no problem. You know, so again, pros and cons of weighing in at 170. Those who want the pros, the week of fight, you know, feeling pretty good. I gotta make sure I continue that feeling when I get into the octagon, though. That's the important part.
What are you weighing right now,
come to tomorrow night, I'll be 171.
So right now, what are you weighing?
Come tomorrow night, I'll weigh 171.
You know, I think of you as the guy that proposed in the cage. This is Valentine's Day. I'm assuming you got to have something special planned for Valentine's Day, right?
I got a little something planned. But as much as I loved sharing such a special moment, my wife and I, with the world, it was something that she could appreciate and have for the rest of our lives, something the world can share with us, you know. I'm a pretty private person, actually, by nature, so from here on out, most of my stuff will be a little more private, so it's, you know, so.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you were making jokes earlier about the media, but I think, you know, the last couple times when you pick up a win, one of the first things you do is come yell at all of us. You're like, you doubted me, you didn't believe in me. Is that a feeling you have? Do you feel like the media doubts you, or is that just like an emotional outburst? Like, what's going through your head at that moment? Because I think we all look at each other like, I didn't think anybody was doubting them.
No, I don't think it's actually towards the media. You guys happen to be right there. But it's you know, towards whoever. It's towards the universe, you know. But I'm not specifically, you know, dogging on you media guys. That's not it at all. It just so happens that's who's sitting cage side right there, you know. If I happen to yell at Dana's table, I'll be in trouble for doing that. But you know, luckily I've been directed, you know, not towards his table. Well, I'm just excited, emotional after you win, whether you win or lose. It's emotional. You know, a lot of fighters, myself included, we put our heart and soul into this. This isn't just a job. This isn't just, oh yeah, you know, I'm making money doing this. Like literally, to do this, you have to put your heart and soul into it. This isn't a job you can fake. You can't fake working out. You can't fake getting punched in the face day in, day out, getting kicked, getting choked out by your buddies. You can't fake all that and then go into a fight. That's something you have to truly love and put your heart and soul into. So because of that, you are super emotional after fight. It's just a nice release, a nice outlet, I suppose, yelling and getting all hyped up.
So with that said, Ben, you get all this, you put all this into the fight. What was the emotion like when those judges returned that decision against Cowboy Cerrone? I know we saw it on your face, but really, what was going through your mind at that moment?
Well, they say, you know, pictures are worth 1,000 words. You have a good 30-second clip right there where you kind of see my emotions played out over my face. But you know, to say the least, it was disappointing. I wasn't very happy. I felt otherwise a different decision than what the judges awarded the decision towards. But you know, Cowboy's my boy. Got nothing but love for him. Us as fighters, we're not judges. We don't have any influence over them. The judges themselves, they're not bad guys, you know. They're just guys trying to do their job to the best of their ability. You do your job to the best of your ability. You know, John, you do your job to the best of your ability. So like, it's kind of hard to like be mad at them. They're just trying to do their job. I don't agree with their decision. A lot of people didn't agree with their decision, but you know, it is what it is, and you can be all emotional about and be sad and cry and whine and complain, or you can use that energy, that negative energy, you can use that as a positive and help it, you know, help you get better for next time. You can go into the gym right away and start training to be better for your next fight.
So I know that every fighter, you know, wants to avenge a loss. I don't think there's a fighter out there that doesn't want to avenge a loss. But yet, when you look at your 3 losses, you know, more recently, they're all in weird spots. You know what I mean? The Pettis thing, but like the Dos Anjos was maybe an early stoppage. You know what I mean? And then like the Cowboys, the controversial decision. Like, how do you have to just completely wipe them out of your mind, or do you let them motivate you and say, you know, kind of get you amped up for this fight?
Me being the wrestler at heart that I am, I'm able to chalk up a loss as a loss for whatever reason. Hey, I lost. Whether it was the referee's decision, judge decision, whether it was this or that, blah, blah, it doesn't matter. It's in the past, and guess what? You have your next toughest, closest wrestling match in 20 minutes. You better get up and get ready for that, you know? But yeah, all 3 losses, legitimate. You know, I lost. It's an L on the record. Losing the Pettis by arm lock. I haven't been kind of arm locking how many years, you know? Whatever, good for him. Pettis is going to win twice out of, you know, 24 hours. Our clock is right 2 times a day, you know, even if it's broken. But so he got those first 2 off the bat. The next 22 times, guess how it's really going to end, you know? Dos Anjos, the referee deciding to do his job and step in, not a bad guy. You know, he's had a couple of fights that were, you know, whatever. But, you know, McCarthy stepping in, doing his job. It's my job to not make him feel as if he has to step in. But, you know, he did that. The judges, you know, with the surrounding decision, it is what it is. I'm going to use all of those to help make me a better fighter. Use that energy as positive energy to help me train and motivate me and get better for my next fight, for this fight against Brandon Thatch.
In a recent interview with ESPN, you said you'd like to have a meeting with the judges that were going to be scoring your fight ahead of time. If that request was ever granted, how would that meeting go?
I think that's actually a great idea for everybody. Like, why not have there's a fighters meeting with Dana White and then some of the UFC VIPs, right? Where they meet ahead of time and talk to these guys. They tell us yada yada yada, yell us a whole lot of F-bombs to drop. But why not have a meeting with the referees who are actually going, or the judges who are going to judge your match? Why not meet with them and you get a feel for how they weigh the criteria? Oh, well, I don't think a jab to the thigh is worth that much points. I don't think it hurts very bad. Really? Let me demonstrate on you. Let me show you how good it feels, you know? But then we can get a true feel for what the judges are looking for. Oh, I come from a wrestling background, so therefore I value takedowns a whole lot. Even if you don't, you know, take the guy down, you're on top of him for only 4 seconds, and you don't even throw a single punch, but I weigh that very heavily, as opposed to I come from a Taekwondo background. So if you do a spinning 360 kick and you flick his hair, I'm gonna give you a lot of points for that, because it's an artistic movement, takes a lot of creativity, and does this, does that, blah blah. So I think it would be smart to have a meeting with the judges ahead of time, because that way all the fighters are on equal ground. We know what they're looking for and how they weigh the points in a fight.